bounce. This speaker's pumped, and we're ready to pounce. If your hip's gonna bump, then that's what counts. But if you're ready to jump, then we're ready to bounce. Get out of your seat, yeah, check for the show. If you got feet, then you know where to go. Step to the beat, listen to the flow. We'll rip off the roof like a foolproof
in the real world.
I keep a 9 to 5. They dream of leaving it behind to speak to people on stage live.
But in the real world,
the truth is I'm a normal guy, but I will prove I got the drive to see it through and see it fly.
Yeah.
So if you like tight spitting
and a heavyweight bass
with a beatbox rhythm,
then you're in the right place.
The harmony's pure and Charles in the case.
But if you want more, we can pick up the pace.
I only got a minute, so I'll hit it, then I'll quit. There's a lot for me to fit in, so I better spit it quick. This isn't a gimmick or ripple fit, cause it's bigger than the sum of what we put into the mix.
We're bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Why? 'Cause this right here is swing hop, swing hop, swing hop, swing. It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Why? You're listening to swing hop, swing hop, swing hop, swing hop.
Our feet always plays to win. He'll make you jump up from the way he spins.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Pie Man always plays to win. He'll make you jump up from the bass and kick.
Yo, what you wanna do?
Orson Welles always plays to win. He'll make you jump up, rotating hits.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Swing hoppers always play to win. We stay pumped up, getting stages lit.
Enemy number 3, 10 years ago, was released today from the federal penitentiary after serving 11 years of a 10 to life sentence. To this day, the $250,000 in gold bullion involved in the original crime has not been recovered. Police officials doubt the gold can be recovered, pointing out that should the gold be found by Pappas, the insurance company would have the first claim. $250,000 in gold, and this guy used to be a father. Hey, I'd sure like to meet this guy.
Good evening, and welcome to Super Week, night number 3, Wednesday night. We're short and sweet tonight, in and out, for numerous reasons. Reason number 1 is it's not my night. Well, I say it's not my night. Anyone can have any night, but we have an established precedent among our friends in the community that Wednesday night belongs to our friend Dash the Bash, who we will surely be raiding around about 10 to 8 for the start of his Season 7 later on. Very much looking forward to that. I will probably lurk a little bit because of the second reason, which is I haven't had dinner yet. Dinner is in the oven. My wife is out with the dog. Dylan's at Taekwondo. They're getting back in about 20 minutes' time to finish off dinner with the intention that everything is going to tie up, and this will be a microcosm of Super Week. Tiny little bit of Super Week on Wednesday night, where we are going to be playing Cryptex with Dogfish's question pack. Very much looking forward to it. Fun story. I say fun story. I thought setting up Cryptex tonight is only going to take 10 minutes, because I know Dogfish writes solid packs, and it won't take me long to go through and proofread Cryptex, so I thought, well, I'll leave it till a bit later on in the day. So it got to 3:30. I'd nodded off in my chair for 20 minutes, and I thought, well, I'd best do Cryptex. Let's do that, get that out of the way. And the proofing was fine. There were a couple of back and forths that Dogfish and I had. Nothing major, nothing substantial, nothing really problematic. Just a couple of questions changed, one or two, a little oversized. That wasn't the problem. The problem was I realised I had a to-do list like that to fix for Cryptex, including moving the index to the front of the clue rather than having it at the end where it has been historically. Now, you'd think that'd be an easy fix, but because I'm really clever, read not very clever, I had that number being compiled in the question writing tool rather than in the game. So I had to undo that from the tool. I had to make some changes to the tool because I've just published a change to the tool this morning. Then I had to go back and republish it, fixing that. And then there were some things I had to do in the game, and then I broke it completely, and then I fixed it again, and then I ran the game, and it seems to be running all the way through. So there's a couple of changes. The first major change is that the index for the clue, if you haven't played this game before, all the instructions will be explained, more on that in a minute, but the index of the clue is now at the start rather than at the end. So it sort of acts as a question number. They'll just come up in a slightly random order, so just bear that in mind. If you played before, that might catch you off guard. Change number 2 is that thanks to Dev, the blurbs have been considerably shortened, which means hopefully it'll be easier to parse all the information at the start of the round, but on the other hand, if you've not played before, it may feel like there's some information missing. I don't think it is. I think it reads very well and very comfortably, but then again, I know how the game works. Well, in theory, I know how the game works. I'm not very good at it, but so that's something to bear in mind, that the blurbs will be shorter. By request of, I think it was Proogs as well, I've added in a little bit of buffer time in between puzzles. There's now an extra 10 seconds to catch your breath in between each of the puzzles. This is a game where pen and paper is strongly recommended, or an Excel spreadsheet or Notepad++ or whatever sort of tool that you want to use to help you do this. It's one of those ones where that is really going to help. And it's also one of those ones where you can answer any question from the round at any time. So if you have a think back to a question that came early that you couldn't get at the time, you could always go and get it a bit later on. Watching on mute is also providing technical support. Well, thank you very much for the lurk, DC Simmons. And there's a Super Week Super Sub from the Lupine one, subscribing for 10 months. Thank you very much for the 10 months of support, Lupine. Very grateful to you. There were some other subs that came in. Also, I'm going to mute notifications. That's just reminded me that I need to do that. Other things that came in: Pum and Ben with the 5-month subscription, thank you very much. SM Midi with that raid of 4. Guitar Rocks and WizKid with the follows, thank you both very, very much indeed, or all of you very much indeed, thank you for the support. As we continue the push to partner. So it's sort of almost halfway through the week. The position we're at is that Monday we had an average of 75 on the nose. Last night the average was 73.8, which rounds up to 74. Here's my current train of thought on this. Tonight is probably going to be a little bit quieter because it's a different time and there's other things happening in the sort of partner communities this evening. So I think tonight will be a little bit quiet. It's also shorter tonight, so there's less time to build that audience up, if not, unless everyone comes in at the beginning. I think it's probably, and here I'm going to lay out my stall, the bad news, good news. I think it's probably unlikely that by Saturday we'll hit that metric, but if we continue to have the numbers that we've had for the next couple of weeks and keep the push going, I'm not going to stream every day for the next couple of weeks, but if we keep the numbers sort of at this sort of level for a couple of weeks, this will form the grounding and the basis of where we get to that partner application, and it might be a couple of more weeks down the line and just sort of sustaining this push. So this is Super Week, which is a super month to stream every day for a month. Good Lord, Shapes, that would be madness. So it's not going to be a Super Week every week, but I am going to continue to keep this push for partner going. The reason I wanted it this week is because 4 weeks ago was the season finale, and that had some really good numbers to make use of. It might happen. I might be wrong, and everyone might surprise me, but I'm aware that I think tonight's going to be quieter. I think tomorrow lunchtime will probably be a bit quieter because that one normally is. And Friday may be a tad quieter as well. I think Saturday will maybe be quite big, but I'm aware also Eurovision. So that's where we're at. It's been a really good start, and I'm enormously grateful to everybody who has come along, whether you've played or lurked, whether you've raided, whether you've hosted, or whether you've just come along and watched the games. It has been fabulous so far. Let's keep this going and see if we can really push for partner as Super Week continues and you try and earn more points and rankings and even pennies tonight as well for those places on the leaderboard. I will go through where the rankings are at the end of this game, but for now, if you would like to come and play Cryptex, you need to type in the code. And a reminder that we are using Dogfish's question pack tonight. MNSX is the code. Do type in the code, come and join the game if you want to come and play. So Cryptex is a sort of pseudo crossword, pseudo quiz game with a little bit of puzzle solving attached to it as well. It sort of goes on over, you get a cryptex and you get indices from the clues. So the clues you solve like regular crossword clues, and hello Quizzy Dan, welcome. Thought you might be here. Those ones you solve like regular crosswords, but the main goal where the big points are is solving the cryptex. All of that will be explained when we get to the main game. Like I say, there's a little bit more breathing room in between the rounds, but this game is pretty well fully automated. From when I press go at the start of round one, I cannot stop the game. The game will just run of its own volition. So I did run the pack earlier on, this Dogfish pack. I ran it earlier on time warp mode, so it ran at 10 times the speed. We didn't get any crashes eventually after I'd figured out it was broken and fixed that. So all being well, everything should go to plan. The question writing tool for this has had an update today in that there are now some safety measures in to make sure that they are only 8-letter clues rather than accidentally having, say, 7-letter clues slipping through, which does break the game. And because it all runs on a single coroutine, if it does stop at any point, the only way to start it is to switch it off and on again, which would be less than ideal, especially when we're on something of a timer. I was aiming to start for about 7:15 tonight, which should tie in with finishing about 7:45, give me time to add the pennies, and then raid into Ash, ready for about 5 to 8, and then I will go and have dinner and pop back to say hello and do any other bits and bobs later on. It occurs to me the last couple of days I've done a bonus penny, but I haven't done a sign-up penny, which I don't normally do. So there's 2 standard pennies you can get from a game, which I didn't do yesterday. So if you want a bonus penny, anyone can claim that. Cryptex 14, type it to the bot now and you will get a bonus penny. Also, you can come and join the game by typing MNSX. MNSX. Sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? While you're doing that, I'm going to come say hello to you. Good evening to AB Me, to Ardenfetz, to Zeus, to Adster, Jogging Chum, J White, Yellowtail. Good evening, Topper. Good evening, Clive. Good evening, Ash. Good evening, Innes. Innes, I think, was the first in the chat, but my chat tracker had decided, even though I'd opened it, it was not actually going to run. So sorry, Innes, you're actually 12th on the list now. Good evening, Milklike. Good evening, Riffacoon. Good evening, Drew Dave Tom. Hello to Toot, to Sparrow, and someone else has just joined, so my list has gone up. Where do we get to? Sparrow? Sparrow? There you are, Sparrow. Good evening, etc. Good evening, Tyson Bain. Good evening to Adam and to Samster and to me. I'm here. Hello. Carver 7th. Hello. Good evening, Dogfish. Good evening, Prudes. Hello to Lupine. Maple Sinner. Welcome to you. We Like Shapes. SM Midi. Welcome. Thank you for that raid. Whiz Kid. Welcome. Good evening. Shadowmane. Brass Beat. Apodo Nuevo. Nightbot. Nice for you to show up. Thank you for joining. joining us. Good evening, G. Isons. Hello to Connor and to Quest 500. Newish name. I don't think I recognise you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're keeping well. Kira, good evening. GW Papyrus, hello to you. That is the font that this game uses. I hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the stream. M. Clemson and Ramsey Fox. Sorry, something went down the wrong way. Oni, good evening. Ali, and DC Simmons, and to Juice Man, Merlin, Star, Quizzy Dan, Lingomaniac, Mr. Quiz, Pum and Ben, Emily Apocalypse, Score Count, Hey, Brand New Halo, David Bodicum, and Mithers, and anyone else who's lurking in the chat. You are most welcome here. Thank you so much for joining us on this, the third night of Super Week. I am going to mute events notifications because this is a game that requires your full focus, and as grateful as I am to subscribers, we don't want the red herrings alarm going off midway through this when you're in the middle of a concentration fest. So right, how are we doing for time? I'll give you another minute to come and join this lobby. We have got AB Me, Riff Raccoon, The Lupine One, J White, Car, Oni, Tyson, Jogging Chum, Topper One, Maple Sinner, G. Isons, Milk-like, Now Cut That Out, Innis, Zeus, Clive, Apodo, Shapes, Sparrow, Drew, Yellowtail, Star, Cetra, M. Clamson, Ali Law, Ardenfetz, Quizzy Dan, Adster, DC Simmons, Lingomaniac, Mr. Quiz, Emily Apocalypse, Ramsey, Score Count, and Punman Ben. Good evening to you all. Welcome to the game. If anybody else wants to join and make it up to 36, we're at 35 at the moment, then do type in the code. You've got about 30 seconds to do that, and then I will lock the game. Even if you only want to play a couple of them and have something to occupy your mind for a few minutes, then do that. I'm going to stop the bonus there. 39 players have been given a penny, and one of them was a new player. Welcome to you. Oh, I've said far too much. Jabbering on, but I hope it was worthwhile things that I've said there. Right then, we've got a nice number of viewers. This seems like a good place to get going. Pen and paper at the ready, or Google Sheets or Excel or Notepad++ or whatever medium we want to use. Obviously not using any other devices to search up the answers, of course, as you would have seen when you click the rules. Yeah, I updated the rules chat as well. But if you would like to... other way around for the X and the S big screen quiz. Other way around. If you would like to get some sort of device that will help you out in this game, I recommend writing the numbers from 1 to 8 down so that you can make notes along the way. I will explain the rules as soon as Big Screen Quiz has gotten into the game, which he now has. Welcome to you. 73 viewers, this is good. Let's keep those numbers up and let's keep this game going. Or let's get this game started, I should say. Nice even board of 36 players. Welcome to you all. Let's lock you in and begin the game. So, new blurbs. Round 1 is called Decryption. Every 20 seconds you will be presented an index number and an 8-letter clue. There are 8 clues in total. These clues will help you crack the Cryptex at the end of the round. The clue and the Cryptex share the same letter in the index position. So an example here, if you are given 6, hopping Australian marsupial, the answer you type is kangaroo, and then you add the 6th letter of that to your Cryptex solution. So the 6th letter would become an R. After all 8 clues have been revealed, there will be a 10-second break. At any time before the break, you may submit the answer to any of the clues that have been revealed, but not the Cryptex. Don't try and crack the Cryptex until the end. That's very important. Each correct answer is worth 5 points. Any incorrect answers or repeats will cost you 1 point. After that 10-second break at the end, crack the Cryptex. You have 1 attempt to do it. Cracking the Cryptex is worth 20 points. An incorrect answer costs you 10 points. And we've got Dev to thank for this blurb. Yeah, this is all Dev. I added a 1 or 2 words to it, literally 1 or 2, but it's much more concise and I still think the message comes across. Round 2 and round 3 are even more beautiful and exercising concision, so hopefully that still comes across. I recognise everyone is slightly biased if you played it before because you sort of already know how to play it, so it's more of an aid memoir, and I'll be curious to see if anyone who hadn't played for the first time can follow that all okay. The red font was my idea. The red font was me, although I just highlighted the words that Dev capitalised, so I suppose it's really Dev there. So Whispers Persephone's Twitch bot to answer use of pen and paper strongly encouraged. Main thing to say is that you can't answer clues from that 10-second break, and don't try and solve the Cryptex before the end. There is a penalty of 10 points if you get the Cryptex wrong, but 20 if you solve it. You don't have to try and solve the Cryptex, but likewise you don't have to have solved all 8 to take an educated guess at it. It's up to you. Depends how many you solve that will determine how much of a guess you want to have at the Cryptex at the end. If you solve all 8 clues, in theory, you should be able to get the Cryptex with 100% accuracy, but we will see. As soon as I press the button one more time, this game will begin and I will not be able to stop it. The very best of luck to all 36 of you. Let's reset the Cryptex. So we're starting off with the 8th letter, a protective charm similar to an amulet. All of these clues will be 8 letters long. If you've not got it, maybe make a little note, come back to it a bit later on. You can answer at any point before the final 10 seconds. On we go. The 4th one, an expression often used when referring to first world problems. The what is real. On we go, the 3rd letter, a lacy metalwork, especially of gold and silver. Well, I don't know if you got this one. This one completely stumped me. On we go. Mathematical operation that can be represented by an obulus. Obulus. This is the 5th letter. The 5th letter of this word goes in the 5th slot of the Cryptex. What is it? We go 6, the 6th letter. Defender, or a British newspaper formerly based in Manchester. Think it is. We reached the halfway mark. That's the 4th clue. 4 more to go. First letter of this clue is the first letter of the Cryptex. Opposite of guilty. Whisper that answer to the bot. Get yourself 5 points if you're right. Remember, you can answer previous clues if you're having a think back. Second letter then. Wading bird, which is also a common lawn ornament in the USA. Just at a glance at this, Quizzy Dan, Lupine even. Lupine is 7 for 7, so you've got one more clue after this, unless Lupine solved one that hasn't been seen yet, which would be very impressive. Christmas spice often sold as a stick. This is the 7th letter. This is also the final clue. Lupine has got all 8 of these by the looks of it. I'm not sure if anybody else has, but hopefully between the ones you have got, you've got enough to attempt the Cryptex. 20 points if you're right, minus 10 if you're wrong. 10 seconds to check your answers. No answers will be accepted during this time. And then you've got 20 seconds to crack that Cryptex. It will be a real 8-letter word. What is it? The glow! My eyes! Some people having a go, some people not having a go. And that's time up. That's the end of puzzle 1. The Cryptex solution is illusion. It's all an illusion. The protective charm, similar to an amulet, is a talisman. The expression used when referring to first world problems, the struggle is real. Lacy metalwork, especially of gold and silver, that's a filigree. Well done if you got that one. Mathematical operation represented by an obulus, that is a division. Defender, or a British newspaper formerly based in Manchester, that's the Guardian. Opposite of guilty was innocent, that's where we got the I from. A wading bird, which is also a common lawn ornament in the USA, is a flamingo, where we got the L. Christmas spice, often sold as a stick, is cinnamon, from where we got the O. That's the end of puzzle 1. 20-second breather before the next one begins, if my programming holds together, which I'm hoping it does. So at the end of that, Lupine with a perfect score, 60. We've got Oni and Toop and Lingo and Pum and Ben, Clive, Innes, M. Clemson all on 55, and then Dan just a point behind on 54. Still plenty of puzzles to go, though, and nice to see everybody in a positive score. Resetting the Cryptex, here's the next puzzle. Partner to choleric, melancholic, and phlegmatic. First letter goes in the first slot of the Cryptex. Blank faces all round. Oh, no, J. White is there. And Lupine is there. A few wrong answers coming in, though. Fourth letter then, Greek god of wine known as Bacchus to the Romans. Okay, here we go. Piece of vocabulary taken from another language such as faux pas or doppelganger. I didn't know this, but I was very, very pleased when I found out what it was. If you know it, you know what I'm talking about. On we go. The eighth letter, front line of a military force. The eighth letter of this is the eighth letter of the Cryptex. Minus a point if you're wrong. +5 if you're right. You can reattempt, incidentally, if you're wrong. You may reattempt the answer you've just submitted. You're not frozen out of that question. You may give it another go. Third one, a soldier's or hiker's backpack or rucksack. The answer is neither backpack nor rucksack. Just to point that out, the answer is not in the question here. Milk-like substance getting that one. A couple of other players getting it now. Residents of Rome, Florence, or Naples. Some answers coming in at this point. Fried squid rings. Sixth letter goes into the sixth slot of the Cryptex. Get your answer in, then make a note of that sixth letter. Put it into that slot. Spelling matters on this game. It must be 100% accurate. Capitalization doesn't matter, but spelling does. No worries, Shapes. Last clue then. Spinning tops with size, including shin and none. This is the fifth letter you want here going into the fifth slot of the Cryptex. So it doesn't look like anybody's got a perfect game this time, which is fine. It is getting, I think, the most here, 7 out of 8. Zeus not far behind on 6 there. Have you got enough information to crack the Cryptex? 20 points if you can, minus 10 if you're wrong. Have a go. Quite a few souls here. Well done if you got it. It was standard. Partner to chloric, melancholic, and phlegmatic was sanguine, where we got the S. Greek god of wine known as Bacchus to the Romans, that was Dionysus, where we got the N. Piece of vocabulary, a loan word, which I love. Front line of a military force is a vanguard. Soldiers or hikers' backpack or rucksack is a knapsack. Residents of Rome, Florence, or Naples are Italians. Fried squid rings are called calamari, where we got the A. Spinning tops with sides including shin and none are dreidels. Didn't know that one from where we got the D. That's the end of puzzle 2 and the end of round 1. We'll take another little breather here as we check out the scores. Lupine in the lead on 110, but Innes closing down the gap a bit in second on 107. Lingo's got 104, 2 on 100. M. Clemson 99, Only 98, Clive 97, Dan's on 93, Zeus 91, JY 89, Ramsey 88, Carr 85. That's the top row. Remember, top 10 players will get rankings for Super Week. Let's go on to round 2. It's called combination now. Gameplay is identical to round 1. That's a very nice, concise way of explaining it. Each clue is now a combination of 2 words. The ending of the first word is blended with the beginning of the second word. At least 2 letters will overlap. Clue, for example, if you get the second letter, a poke hand of 5 hearts mixed with bar black blank would be flush plus sheep to give you flusheep. And from that you would need to take the second letter of that concatenated word, which is L, and put it into the second slot of the Cryptex. That's how it works. My wife's just got home, which I'm very relieved to hear because she's going to go and finish off sorting out dinner after I started it.
My wife has got to have a wash first because she fell over in a swamp.
Oh, my wife fell over in a swamp. Rip my wife's cleanliness. Welcome back. I won't kiss you just yet then, if that's... No. So,
sweaty hug.
Oh, thank you for the sweaty hug. Dylan, we're about to start the second round, so can you guys go and wash up and sort dinner? That would be grand. And we will get on with round 2. There's a big gap here. Everyone sends their regards, by the way. Big gap here because there used to be about a minute's worth of text to pass, so this is just an opportunity to recharge your batteries and for me to banter over it. In between this and round 3, I might even initiate the bonus penny at that point, or I might not. Here we go then, at round 2, 8 letters again. Here we go. Milk products, mashed together with Alexander Blank, the 2009 Eurovision winning singer and musician. Mash it together, take the first letter and stick it in the first slot of your Cryptex. Bit of a theme there, with it being Eurovision week. We're having pie and mash tonight, Ali Lolo. Pie and mash. It's the traditional Wednesday thing. Shop where every little helps. Smash together with Glenfiddich or the Glenlivet. It's Glenfiddich, actually. Glenfiddich or the Glenlivet. Smash that together. Take the 4th letter and put it into the 4th slot of your Cryptex. Yeah, chicken and ham pie from the butcher's down the road. It's very good. Butcher's in the deli. Pleat, speaking of pie, pleat like a pie crust, smashed together with collision and also the name of a font. This is the 8th letter. Still time to make up points. Very convenient timing. Gunpowder blank, crime scene evidence, smashed together with upcoming Ash the Bash tournament game, end shameless plug. You want the 6th letter? The end shameless plug wasn't me, that was all Dogfish, by the way. I just kept it in as it was. On we go. 3rd index, engine component that travels in a cylinder, smashed together with high, as in on a drug. On we go to the next clue, over the halfway mark. A tonics partner, smashed together with a whole number. 2nd letter goes into the 2nd slot of the Cryptex. Jedi Apprentice, smashed together with dwindle like the moon. 7th letter, 7th slot of the Cryptex. Evening, Matt. Welcome to the stream. My chat tracker stopped working again. I don't know why it does this. It just occasionally stops working. I have no idea why. I need to fix that. Programming language where you can import anti-gravity smashed together with an apiary product. 5th letter. This is the final clue. Have you got enough to solve the Cryptex? Certainly looks like Innes has solved all 8. So he's going to be quids in to get it, providing they're all right, so unless he makes a typo. And likewise, Quizzy Dan has got 8 for 8. Lupine just missing the first letter. Lingo just missing the first letter. 10 seconds to check you're working. And then 20 seconds to solve the Cryptex. What do you think it is? No idea from Yellowtail, but I can tell you it is discount. Discount is what we wanted there. Dairyback was where we got the D from. Tescotch, the Tesco and Scotch. Crimpact, crimp and impact, which is a very nice clue. Residue and dual. Pistoned, piston and stoned. Ginteger, which is my favourite one, gin and integer. That was a very nice one there. Padawan and Wayne. And Pythony, Python and honey. That's the end of puzzle 3. 20 seconds to catch your breath. Innes takes the lead with 167, just 3 points ahead of Lupine now. Lingo on 159, only 153. Likewise, Quizzy Dan and M. Clemson, 2 down on 150. Clive 142, Pum and Ben 129. Zeus not solving the Cryptex there, only one on the top row not to do it, 125. Ramsey 123, Ardenfetz 118, 118 got your number. Let's reset the Cryptex and go on to the next puzzle. Small room at the front of the house, smashed together with an apple-growing locale. A few people getting this one. On we go, the first letter then. Damp, and the internet's least favourite word, according to the New Yorker, smashed together with excessively expensive. Dogfish and I had a little bit of a chat about the second half of this clue earlier on today. and we settled on excessively expensive in the end. Cloth cloak of the Americas smashed together with A minor or E flat 7, for instance. We were going to mention that. Sorry, Dogfish. Sorry. I think it's good to have a little bit of a sneak peek behind the scenes as to what's going on. Art with miniature trees smashed together with one who has been canonized. This is the fourth letter. Fourth letter of this is the fourth letter of the Cryptex. On we go. Sixth letter then. Item on the Instagram logo smashed together with a Greek muse of poetry. Evening, AJ. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Lovely to have you here. Appreciate you making. Better say no worries in being late. Just appreciate you being here. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. You can heckle from the sidelines, AJ. Fine piece of glassware smashed together with delay. You want the seventh letter. Seventh letter of the clue is the seventh letter of the Cryptex. What do you think it is? Snowy forest biome mashed together with Bill and Melinda Blank Foundation. This is the eighth letter here. An error from Quizzy Dan there. Can reattempt it if you like, Dan. Otherwise, maybe make some notes of what you do think you know for sure and put it towards. There you go, you've got it now. Second then, the last clue. Prefix that's the opposite of micro, NASA or POTUS, but to pedants, not FBI or DIY. Pretty sure Ash the Bash will be getting that one. 10 seconds then to check your answers. Then 20 seconds to solve the Cryptex. Again, Innes with a perfect game there. Should be solving that Cryptex short of any typos. Quizzy Dan's got 7 out of 8. Can you solve it? Toot's got 7 out of 8 as well. Clive solving with just 5. Very impressive. Ramsey Fox solving with just 4. Likewise, Ardenfett solving with 5. Very well done. If you have managed to solve it without getting everything, a couple of seconds. 20 points if you're right, minus 10 if you're wrong. Lupine, swing and a miss. The answer was Marshall's. Small room at the front of the house, an apple-grown locale is a porchard. The next one is moist and steep. Poncord, poncho and cord. Saint, bonsai and saint. Camera and camerato. Crystal and stall. Tiger and gates, gates. And macronym, macro and acronym. Very well done if you did manage to solve that Cryptex. 20 seconds to catch your breath and then a minute before we look at round 3. Innes in the lead with 227. Dan now moves up to second with 207 and 2 jumps up to third with 204. Lingo with 199, Clive with 187, Lupine 174 and Clemson 173, Only 167, Ramsey 163, Ardenfetz 163, Zeus 160 and Shapes 159. Final round. Here we go. Round 3 is simply called Cryptex. In this round, crack the Cryptex as quickly as possible. Don't crap the Cryptex, that'll hurt. Do not submit answers to the clues, that's very important. Only crack the Cryptex. At the beginning of the round, the Cryptex is worth 55 points. You'll be given a category, and if you can solve it with just the category, you get 55 points. Clues are revealed every 15 seconds, so it's a little bit faster paced this round. Each clue drops the value of the Cryptex by 5 points. You have 1 attempt and 1 attempt only. If you solve it, you get the points in the bank. An incorrect answer will earn you 1 point for each letter in the correct position. So if it gets to the end and you're still not worked out the word, do type an 8-letter word of what you have. As long as it's 8 letters, then you will get 1 point for every correct letter in the right place. You'll still go red, but you'll get plus points rather than minus. This is the final round. Only 3 Cryptexes remain. So, yeah, that's what you've got to look forward to. Here we go then. Category is an instrument. It is on the screen. I thought I'd made that bigger. Apparently it's still quite small. I will look to make that bigger. I have made the other one smaller. That must be a different measure. I didn't make it bigger enough. If you can solve it with just this, you get 55 points. If not, don't worry, we'll get some clues for you. Do not solve these clues First letter then, a toy dog breed which despite its name has no links to an island country in the Mediterranean. These are not all 8 letters long. It is worth noting the letters are given there for you. This one, for example, is 7 letters. You only want the first. It goes into the first slot of the Cryptex, down to 45 in the bank. Advertisement with 10 letters. This is the 7th slot of the Cryptex. Anyone going to solve for 45? Remember, after an instrument. Nope, on we go. 6th letter. The blank RBG only has a go and is wrong. Nickname of a former Supreme Court judge. 9 letters long. You want the 6th letter of this in the 6th slot of the Cryptex. Shapes has solve for 40 points. Place for crops to grow. 5 letters long. 5th slot of the Cryptex. Innis is solve for 35 points there. Yes, Ali Law, that is a bug. Where if you get no letters in it, it doesn't register it, I think. It is on the to-do list. I will look into fixing that. Clive solving up to 222 now. 8th letter, biblical sea serpent with 9 letters. So the second to last letter of this word goes in the last slot of your Cryptex. Lupine now solving up to 204 for 30 points there. Down to 25, a tie with no tread or person with no hair with 4 letters. You want the 3rd letter going into the 3rd slot of the Cryptex here. 25 points if you can solve now. We'll go on. 4th letter, fruit for the shy with 7 letters in it. DC Simmons solving, getting 20 points. Okay, HTTP status 418 created on April Fool's. I'm a blank. 6 letters, you want the 2nd. This is the last clue. So, if you've done as much as you can, type in the letters you've got, worth 15 points for solving now, or you've got another 15 seconds at the end for 10 points. 15 seconds to solve the Cryptex. You may as well give it a go. 1 point for every letter that's in the right place. Do give it a go. ABME getting the solve. It was Melodica. Melodica is what we wanted. Apologies in advance because I still have not done the thing where I flash up all the answers. Very many apologies for that. That is also on the to-do list. We've got a little 10-second reprieve here. 55 points back in the bank. I will post the answers in the Discord after the stream. The category is an album this time. 55 points if you can solve it, just with album. And it is on the to-do list. I will get to a point where I show all the answers that what came up in round 3. Haven't done it yet though, so apologies for that. I will post them in the Discord. Here we go. First clue. First word. 1998 fad toy resembling an owl with 5 letters. You want the first letter? Goes in the first slot of the Cryptex. You're after an album. Solve it now for 50 points. On we go. A quick run or a small amount in cooking. 4th letter, and it's 4 letters long, so the last letter of this word goes in the 4th slot of the Cryptex. You're after an album. Solve it now for 45 points. On we go. Much debated pizza topping with 9 letters. You want the 3rd letter? Goes in the 3rd slot of the Cryptex. Solve it now for 40 points. We like shapes solving for 40 points, as is Lupine, Tyson, Ramsey, Score Count, Lingo, Zeus, Adster. Only lots of solves there for 40 points. Very well played. 8th letter, stimulant in coffee, 8 letters long. The last letter goes in the last slot of the Cryptex. Drew Dave Tom having a going wrong. Ali Law having a going wrong. DC Simmons having a going wrong. Clive did get it right though. Up to 257. Innis in the lead, but still yet to solve. 30 points for solving now. Counterclockwise with 11 letters. 7th letter in the 7th slot of the Cryptex. M. Clemson now solving. Zeus actually shrieked, sorry neighbours. I'm sure that your apology is accepted, given the very high-pressure circumstances of this game. One of 26 administrative divisions in Switzerland. It's the 5th letter, it's 6 letters long, you want the 5th letter into the 5th slot of the Cryptex. Innis now solving up to 287. Gap closing down a little bit at the top, but still with the advantage. 20 points for solving now. At any point on the equator, this equals 0 degrees. 6th letter, but it's 8 letters long. You want the 6th letter in the 6th slot of the Cryptex. This is the last clue, for what it's worth. No, it's not. This is the last clue. An Archer's container. 2nd letter goes in the 2nd slot of the Cryptex. It's 6 letters long in all. This is the last clue, so at this point you may as well try and solve it. Even if you've not managed to get all the letters, you might as well have a go now. 10 points if you can solve it now. 15 seconds to solve the Cryptex. Give it a go. 1 point for every letter that's right, even if you don't get the whole word. That's very strange. It's Funhouse was the album in question. Dan, that may be the same bug as before. I'm not sure what's happening there. There may be a couple of gremlins. Very many apologies for that. If your guess was 8 letters. If it was 8 letters, it has to be 8 letters for it to be submitted. That's the other thing. Resetting the Cryptex final puzzle. Category is a game. Take 100 points as an apology. I don't have the power to do that, unfortunately. I should have some backdoor code to let me do that. Holy cow! The first time we've seen that, Quizzy Dan and Ali Law solving before they've even seen the first clue. Very, very well done. Scale used from gem hardness with 4 letters. The first letter goes in the first slot of the Cryptex. Lots of solves coming in now. There you go. Karma comes back round there, Dan. 4th letter. Blank is in the heart. Delight song with 6 letters. Yeah, there may be some bugs. There's a bug whereby if you try and solve it and none of the letters are right, or it doesn't process it, or it's possible you're trying to guess something that wasn't 8 letters long. One of the two. Ranking system used in shogi and karate. 3 letters, and you want the 3rd. Lingo now solving for 40. 35 points now available for a solve. Capital city of Mali with 6 letters. You want the 6th. It is a great song as well, that's a really good song. Oh, won't he? I'm sorry, mate. Down to 30 points. 7th letter is what you want. Lawn watering tool that dogs love playing in with 9 letters. Shapes. I feel like a dim person surrounded by geniuses. There's a lot of green around you. Huddle up with Tyson Bain just underneath you. Socially distancing, of course. 5th letter now. October to November zodiac sign with 7 letters. Thanks very much for joining, Dan. Very much appreciated. Have a good stream, mate. We'll see you soon. Do you get some pie and mash? Element number 27 associated with the colour blue. 6 letters, you want the 2nd. Do you get some pie and mash for answering with no clue? No. I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, Ali Law. I do like my pie and mash. Okay, one more clue. Here it is. A lemony snicket for Daniel Handler. 8th letter is 9 letters long. If you haven't attempted to solve it yet... If I stop mentioning pie, sorry, David. If you haven't attempted to solve it yet, now is your time. 2 getting 15 points there. And 10 points for everybody else if you can solve it now. You've had all the clues. Do give it a go. Take a guess if you're not sure. A couple of extra points coming in at the end. No last minute solves, though. The answer was Monopoly. Very, very well done to our players who got that before even the first letter had come up. Oh. Well, that is the end of the game. Short and sweet, and that's going to be it for Super Week night number 3. The solution to Cryptex is Monopoly, as we see, and we can see that our winner is Innis with a score of 337. Very good game. Very, very good game indeed. Matt, don't call David out on being rude. You're forever giving people yellow cards. And he did explicitly ask you not to mention pie anymore. Sorry, I've done it again now. Let's initiate a bonus for you all, first of all. If you want the extra bonus, Cryptex 39 is what you need to type in. And you do that, and then I will add on the medals. So Innis going to take the gold. While you're doing that, I'm just going to take a very quick look at the medal table for this game. So we've played a few times now. Also interested in your feedback on how that appears in the chat in terms of words coming up and with the index at the start. I think it works better with that, and I do like the little break in the middle. Massive thanks to Dev as well for condensing those blurs, because they were massively unwieldy, and I think they're much more concise and streamlined now. So let's go take a look at the Cryptex medal table. Is it that one? No, that's Big Break. Is it that one? No, that's also Big Break. There we go. So Samster with 2. Innis with 1. So Innis, this is going to be your 2nd gold. Clive, you've got a bronze. You've now got a silver. The target for you is to getting the gold next time. And the Lupine one making a first appearance on the medal table for Cryptex. So very well played, Lupine. That's going to be your first medal for Cryptex, and it's going to be a bronze in this case. Nicely done. Everyone got the bonus? Great, we'll stop that right there. So 39 players given a bonus penny there, which is lovely. So let's set the Cryptex goal to Innis C with 337. Actually, you don't get your scores for this game, just get gold, silver, bronze. Cryptex gold, Innis C, adding gold right there. Let's award a Cryptex silver to Clive of Legend. Award pennies, Cryptex silver, very well done, Clive. And finally, a Cryptex bronze is going to go to the Lupine 1. Cryptex bronze, extra penny for you there, Lupine. And we cannot forget our wonderful author bonus here, or a wonderful author who gets a nice author bonus of 3 pennies. Dogfish, thank you very, very much indeed for a very nicely thought out pack. Dogfish 44, 3 pennies to you and another author credit on the database. Really, really lovely pack. Not too difficult. Just a good balance, I think. I had a lot of fun proofing that, actually, and trying to work them out without looking at the answers. Now, the other thing I said I was going to do, and I'll do very quickly because I'm aware that we need to go and raid Monsieur Labache, but it doesn't look like he's online yet, actually, so we've got a couple of minutes to play with here. Let's add in the rankings for Cryptex. So, Innis, that's going to be another 10 points for you for coming first. Clive, that's going to be 9 points. The Lupine 1, that is going to be 8 points worth of ranking. Lingo Maniac, new entry on the board. Here we go. Lingo Maniac 88. That is going to be 7 points for Lingo Maniac right there. Ramsey Fox, another new entry on the board. Ramsey Fox, that is going to be 6 points right there. And M. Clemson, another new entry on the board. M. Clemson, that is going to be 5 points for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, and keeping up. Quizzy Dan, another new entry on the board. Quizzy Dan is going to get 4 points. We Like Shapes, this is your second entry on the board. That's going to be 3 for you. Zeus, it's your 4th entry. You've actually ranked, you've got a position on every single game we've played so far. 2 points for this one, Zeus, and I think you're the only person to do that. You are. Zeus is the only player who's got a ranking come top 10 on every game that we have played so far. I just realised I've not been looking for ties, but there aren't any, so that's good. And Ardenfett, another new entry on the board, getting a single ranking point for the week. So what that means in real terms is that your best 5 results will count towards a total, and then the top 4 totals will get to play in the face-off. So, Zeus, you've only got 1 more, and then you've definitely got 5. But, of course, you can always bet yourself right up until the end. As it stands at the moment, let's just bring that down so it auto-sums the rest of them. Who's in the lead at the moment? I'm not very good with spreadsheets. It looks like there's a person here on 24, which is Innis. Innis currently on 24 is just in the lead at the moment. 2 players on 23 though. Sampster and the Lupine 1, both on 23. And Zeus, since I mentioned him there, is the next one down. I think that's Zeus. No, that's now cut that out with 19. Where's Zeus? 9 plus... Zeus has got 18. 18. So, those are the top 5 at the moment. But, of course, only your best 5 scores are going to count. So, some people may not get any more. Some people may not be able to come to subsequent streams. So, if you are able to lurk, that is always very much appreciated. And then on Saturday, we've still got more games to come, though. We're not even at the halfway mark yet for Super Week. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 games. We've got Danger Zone 2 tomorrow at 3. Questions from We Like Shapes. Looking forward to that. And then tomorrow evening at 10, we've got a late night The Purge. Questions from Now, Cut That Out. Looking forward to going through those packs tomorrow. So, busy day Thursday. 1 stream at 3, 1 at 10. Again, even if you can just come and lurk, stick me on in the background, even if you're not able to play, would be massively, massively appreciated. I know there's more Eurovision tomorrow, but I don't think it clashes because that's at sort of 7, 8 o'clock, and The Purge isn't on until 10. The Pyramid on Friday with questions from Clive of Legend. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Similar to tonight, we'll raid into Ash afterwards. And then Saturday for the Big Tamale, we've got Risky Business for our questions from Sampster and Red Herrings questions from Jay White. And then the top 4 players, or the best 5 scores of the top 4 players, will be added together, and the top 4 will go on to play a final face-off. So that's what we've all got to look forward to. So 3 and 10 tomorrow, 7 on Friday, and then the regular time of 8 o'clock on Saturday. All of this is adding towards the winner of that face-off is going to get a very, very splendid Game Night Super Week trophy, which will be wonderful and splendid. And looking forward to dishing that out. Ash the Bash has just gone online, so we are going to go and raid into Ash. Perfect timing there. All will be well. All will be well. Very much looking forward to the rest of this week. And like I say, My feeling at the moment is that we may not hit it by Saturday, but this is going to form a good benchmark. So if we can keep this push for partner motion going for the next couple of weeks, even if there's not a Super Week lays a really nice foundation for it, and we go from there. I'm going to go and have some dinner. Do go and enjoy the opening of Season 7 with our very good friend Ash the Bash. Raid message, as always, is going to be hashtag Super. In fact, you don't even need the we will have the hashtag, because I'm a sucker for a hashtag. Hashtag Super Week. We're going to go raid Ash and send my love. I'm going to go and have dinner.
Ready, so you need to come get.
Here, my wife saying dinner is literally ready. Thank you all so much for joining. Congratulations to Innes. Thank you to Dogfish for that question pack, and thank you for coming to join us for Game Night Super Week. I will see you tomorrow at 3 for Danger Zone 2, and then Late Night Purge at 10. Looking forward to it very much. Until then, stay safe, be splendid and marvellous to each other. Say hi to Ash for me. Peace out. Take care, and good night.